Hi everyone, it's good to see you all again. I wanted to take a minute and just touch on some of our thoughts around where controls and compliance fits into responsible transformation. We see a lot of organizations spending a lot of money across people, process, and tech to enable their organizations to really grow, especially in today's macroeconomic environment. One of the things that we often see as an afterthought is really the approach to controls and compliance. And controls and compliance can take many forms. It takes the form of fundamental business process controls and ITGCs. It can take the form of data security, which is all too relevant in today's market, as well as cybersecurity controls, all the way up to additional localized requirements within various geographies, for example, GDPR. So with that as a backdrop, Dan, Andy, I'd love to get your perspective on where data fits and where just general controls compliance fits in today's transformation and modernization efforts.
Yeah, I think from my perspective, controls fits throughout the entire process of the transformation. To your point, Matt, we see a lot of times when the auditors come in very late in the process, and they look at the design, look at the blueprint. By the time they have a chance to make any impact, really, it's too late in the project. It's too far down the road, and organizations spend a lot of money on remediating the issue, and it really doesn't need to be that way. So my advice is just to bring the data security guys, bring the auditors, bring everybody to the table, in as early as design, and just say, how does this process look to you from your perspective? We all know the more eyes, the better the product. So that holds very much true. So if I had to say one thing, it'd just be involve everybody pretty early on in the process.
Yeah, and just to piggyback off that as well too, it's not only kind of bringing them on early in the process, but we're working with them to build up foundations so that you can move very agilely forward in terms of building out what you want to first build out, and then shift into the second thing. You then have that foundation there to support you throughout that entire process.
Yeah, I think it's even more important too as we go through some changes to the regulatory environment over the next 6, 12, 18 months here. It's going to be really important to make sure that, one, you're understanding what regulations and compliance related matters apply to your business. Two, understanding how they've shifted and what's shifted, because you may need to introduce some additional controls or potentially remove some controls from your environment, and really just staying abreast of all of the changes that are taking place kind of globally as it relates to, for example, trade and how trade is going to work across various countries with various corridors. So that was just a couple examples, but we'd love to connect, share some more of our thoughts with you, so feel free to reach out. Thank you.